Thanks, everyone. Good morning and welcome to BOCI. I am Delmar Johnson, founder of HR Brain for Hire. Here at BOCI, we're all about bringing everyone together. To find out about us, go to www.businessovercoffee.biz, and I'm sure I will say that again at the end of this segment. This morning, we have Melinda Reed as my interviewee. And I'm so looking forward to delving into what we were sharing actually prior to us coming on camera with you all. So introduce yourself, Melinda, to the world and let us know a little bit about yourself and how you got connected with BOCI.
Good morning, Melinda Reed. A few months ago, back in December, I was invited to an open house here. And I am on a transformation for 2013, and so I was looking for an opportunity to get out and meet some new people and to share the story that we're going to talk about today with Memphis, because I have a mission called Making Memphis Slim.
Awesome. Awesome. Making Memphis Slim. Yes, I need to be a part of that. Okay, I'm talking about that personally. So that is great. And just kind of jump in and tell us a little bit about that, and we'll kind of go from there.
Well, I'm going to start back a few years ago, because we were talking 17 years ago. I am a breast cancer survivor.
Awesome.
Back in 1980 or 97, I learned that I had breast cancer. 2 weeks later, I learned my mother had breast cancer.
Wow.
And so my life changed as far as the thought of how I wanted to live my life. Unfortunately, that started me on a path of not being healthy. I worried about taking care of myself from cancer, but at that point in time, I began to put on weight, and I looked 15 years later, and I had gone from being like 125 pounds to well over 200.
Wow.
And so I discovered that I really wasn't very healthy, even though I no longer had to deal with breast cancer.
Exactly. So yeah, that health journey can be quite interesting, and then going through that, and I'm sure the stresses of life and everything that adds on to that wind up adding that weight to us. So not only being a breast cancer and losing that weight, kind of share with us how you went about losing that weight, because that will help someone else out there that's listening.
Well, I think what I have to be honest about is being open-minded, because I had an opportunity to start this journey 9 months before I did. And this lady leaned over to me. She was a pastor's wife named Deborah Lawson from down in Akron, Mississippi, and she goes, "I'm going to start taking this little pink drink." And I went, "Oh, well, that's great." And I think in my mind, I thought, I've seen so many people try to lose weight. Everybody's got something out there. This is not going to work for me. And so I didn't do anything. 9 months later, I saw her, and she lost over 50 pounds.
Wow.
And I went, okay, I'm paying attention.
You were sold.
I'm paying attention. Tell me about this. And when I realized that it was probably the simplest thing anybody had ever shown me, because basically it was taking a little tube of powder like Crystal Light and mixing a bottle of water and drinking it every morning and not being on a diet.
Wow.
I thought, I can do this. So I didn't tell anybody, but I did start drinking it. But within a few weeks, people began to ask me, "What are you doing? You got energy? What's going on?" And what that led into last year was basically being able to say to people, yes, I have found something that's really worked for me. And it really was just word of mouth. What happened toward the end of the year is she and I decided to do the Mid-South Fair. And we met a gentleman named Rodney Miller. And Rodney has become my champion, and I'll kind of transition into that because he's 42 years old. He's a diabetic. He was a size 5X.
Wow.
And when we met him at the fair, he was like, "I'm not talking to those ladies." But then he said, God kept saying they have something for you. And so we've become great friends. Rodney right now has lost over 25 pounds.
Okay.
He's down to a 3X. More importantly, his blood sugars, which averaged about 380, because he keeps a chart and goes to his doctor, is down to an average of about 130 now.
Wow, that is awesome.
So from Rodney came my inspiration of making Memphis Slim one person at a time. And so he is kind of our champion of our group, because there's about 70 of us in Memphis doing the Slim program. And there's a lot of aspects to it about just learning how to be healthy. It's a balance in life. And the number one thing that really grabbed my heart with Rodney was knowing that he was 42 and with diabetes. In 2000, I learned that I had a brother who lived in Chicago that my mother had given up for adoption.
Wow.
And so when I met him, it was like we were immediately family. In 2006, we learned that he was going to have a kidney because he also was a juvenile diabetic.
Oh, wow.
And so in 2006, I was able to become his kidney donor, which was pretty amazing, thinking that I've had breast cancer, but am I healthy enough to become a kidney donor? We did it at the University of Chicago. And the amazing part is that we did go through almost no, up until the 22nd of December. They called me at the very last minute and said every test had said no.
Wow.
But a lot of it was because of my weight and not necessarily my overall health. But we were able to get one more doctor to do some final tests. And on the 27th of December, the 29th of December, I became only 6,700th kidney donor for the year, live kidney donor.
Wow.
And so I have a real passion for people, because I was telling you, it was a very easy surgery. It was laparoscopic. I was in the hospital, surgery one day and went home 2 days later. Had no ill effects, but the knowledge of being healthy and taking care of my other kidney became very important to me.
Awesome. Our time is running out already, but I want you to touch bases on a couple of events that are important to you that you want to share with everyone.
Yes, we have a group of people, and we're going to be at the Agri Center this weekend on the 9th and the 10th at the Mid-South Motorcycle Show. Next weekend, we're going to be doing taste tests and showing the Memphis Slim product at the Boat Show on the 15th and 16th. And for all the women in the room, we're going to be out at the Southern Women's Show on March the 8th and 9th. So we invite everybody to come out and learn a little bit more about, we have a number of products, but Slim is possible for everybody.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Melinda. I so appreciate your story about and sharing with us about your health journey of being a kidney donor. That is awesome. We're going to close out this segment. I am Delmar Johnson with the BOCI, where we're bringing everyone together. We're all about connections, collaboration, exposure, and more business. You can check us out at businessovercoffee.biz and find out all kind of fabulous stuff that's going on here at BOCI. Until next time, I see you then.